Hi ladies, this is for the seniors class. So I think for seniors class, we're just going to take it a little easy, beginner class, beginner intermediate. So we're just going to come onto the hands and knees. So let's just start on the hands and knees with the knees wide. And walk your hands a little bit forward. Get your shoulders down. And you can adjust the knees. They don't have to be wide, they can be where you feel comfortable. Then start to sit back and feel when you sit back your shoulders are stretching. So you're feeling a deep stretch across your shoulders right now. And then you're going to come back to release that. And again, so breathing in just to sit back. Breathing out. Now let's go all the way. So we're going to sit back and start to move around. So go forward and round. So just keeping it small, keeping the elbows long. And then changing that direction, go around the other way. And that's 4, and then coming back to pause it, sitting back. And then as you come back, just adjust the hands and bring them back in line with your shoulders. Now with the knees even wide now, we're going to allow the one arm to open. So reach up as you breathe in, and then exhale to reach down and through. So here we're threading the needles. We take it up, and then exhale through. 2 more. Last one to breathe in, breathing out, and then coming back and to change sides. So take the other side up, and exhale through. So just work within the range of motion that makes you feel comfortable. Also try not to force your arm behind your chest. So just allow the chest to guide your arm. And again, last one. And then coming back to pause it there. Come down off the wrists. And let's keep your shoulders relaxed here. And then start to shift forward again and shifting back. And notice how the shoulder joint is gliding in the socket. So feel how the socket actually pushes up and forward. And then when you glide back, it pushes down and into the socket. So it's quite incredible how much support you have from fascia, from connective tissue with muscle bone. And then come back to center and then start to move from side to side. You're just moving from one side to the other side. And then again, we're going to take this into a little circle. So we're going to start moving back to the side and then going round. And then you change the direction, going the other way. And then coming back, and then we're going to come up onto the hands and knees again. Now let's go into simple cat. The hands are wide, knees can be open, you've got your collarbone wide. Then start to push through the shin bones and then curl through the tailbone, so gliding the skin down. So you're not sitting back, you're pushing through the earth to feel the contrast and opening up through the lower back and then coming back to release that. And again, so we're breathing in to curl. Oh, it gives your heart a nice open feeling. Okay, so that's C7, oh sorry, not C7, or T7, 8, 9. That area, we want to try and create a little more space there. Inhale back, exhale forward. Now take your left hand over across to your right hand and you do the same thing. So you're breathing in to open and breathing out. Breathing in. Good, and 2. 1 more to go. Breathe in and releasing. Taking it over to the other side and go breathing in. And 2. For 3. last one there to go 4. And then coming back down, and then down onto the elbows. So with the weight of your body, so the more you've got the weight forward, the harder the movement's going to be. So to start with, take the weight slightly back. So keeping shoulders connected down, you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, just lift and then lower. So your arms are in a slight diagonal. So the more you come forward, the more harder the work is going to be. Just keep the elbows in. Breathing, exhale, inhaling. Push through the thumb area. 4. So even this work, you can feel your triceps. Even just like keeping the weight back, you can still feel where you're working from. And last one, breathing in. Breathing out to come down. Now keeping the elbows down, toes tucked under, shoulders back and down. Now you feel more comfortable with your elbows a little bit wider and your hands are more in. Even working on the side of your hand is also fine. I prefer this. So breathing in and then exhale to lift. Just the knees. Good, and 5. Last one, 8, and then coming down to restful moment there. Good, so we're going to move on to the one side. So just turn yourself to face me. Have your palms, your fingers facing out. You're in a mermaid position, so you've got your top leg over your bottom leg. So you've got this position, nice wide position. Now from there, we're going to have the hand a little bit more further. And what we're going to do is try to keep out of the shoulder. So we're going to take a breath in to reach up. You're going to bend the elbow slightly, exhale to push away. And again, so you can bring your arm down. You can angle the heel of the hand if you prefer. Inhale, exhaling back. Remember, small movements. And then come all the way over to the one side. Now that's not comfortable for you. All you're going to do is place your body in this position. Great, so now we're going to go to the other side. So moving over to the other side, legs in a wide position, arms are open. This arm just rests there. You'll keep your shoulder connected down so you don't want it moving up into gliding motion just now. We're working on the actual muscle tension. So we're working on the musculature system. Last one for 8, and push away, and you can either spiral in, and then you can release that. Now bringing your feet together, knees are open, so you're in a wide open V, a wide open T. So here we have your elbows out, you've got your shoulders down, and then spiral to the one side and look around, breathing in, breathing out, and then other side to breathe in. And breathing out. And again, breathing in. Last one to inhale. Exhaling to come back. Now take it to the side, breathing in. Now if the arm doesn't like it, you've got your one hand over your shoulder and you're just side bending and then you're coming back up. So if you can bring your hand over, bring the arm over. Breathing in. And we go 4 and 3, good, 2, last one, and then coming back to pause it there. Now what we're going to do today, we're going to do a little bit of stretching. So we have your legs in an open V. If your knees are a problem, you're going to keep your foot where it is. In fact, let's just keep the foot where it is. So from here, we're going to start by reaching the arm up, Now spiral yourself towards that thigh. So you feel like you are lifted out of your waist, and then you're going to reach across towards that side. And then coming back up. And again. And last 3. And 2. Last 1. And then coming back to open to change. So then we just bring the other one out, other one forward. Knees are facing forward, foot is flexed. We come up, we spiral to that side, we lift out of the waist, and we reach over. Up and over. Last one, and then 1 to come up and to release it. Now bringing the legs together, just shaking the legs up for a moment there. And then from there we're going to just roll onto your IT band. So just rolling from side to side. Keep the feet stacking on each other. So just roll from side to side there. It's a nice roly-poly. So just rolling onto the bony area there, that IT band, just sort of like getting it to massage. And then coming back to pause. Now we're coming to lie down with the feet in an open position. Palms can be facing up, legs can be wider. And just sensing space across your sternum, sense the width across your pelvis, and be soft in your lower back. You don't have to have this neutral position if it doesn't work for you. It just puts a lot of tension on the diaphragm. So just allow the diaphragm to soften, and everything else will follow after that. Now taking a breath in, as you breathe out, softening through the diaphragm, and then slowly scooping up, breathing in, and just slowly releasing. Always from the diaphragm, so softening, pausing, and softening to go down. Breathing in and exhaling. Now stay there, open the arms just a little bit more, and then just do a little bit of a rock from side to side. A little bit of a rock. Good, and then from there we're just going to bring the knees together, feet together. Bring that opposite arm up, so the hand that's away from the camera. You then going to spiral over, adjust yourself, get your head organized, get your feet in line with your sit bones, be soft in your body, don't try and lift the ribs up. So just be soft here, we're going to keep the feet together, we're going to lift the top arm, top knee, and spiral back, looking back, and then exhale to come forward. And again, so breathing in, and for 3, and 4. 4 to go, and then 4, and 3. 2 more there. And last one to go, breathing in. Breathing out to come back to pause. Now, you'll probably need a cushion under your head, so hopefully you organize that. So having the hands placed, we're going to keep the feet together, your hips are stacked, your knees are on top of each other. You're going to lift the knee up and then slowly release it. That's 3, and 4, and 6, 7. Now stay up and hold it there. Now you're going to lift the foot and then toe tap the foot. So keep the knee at that level and just rotating. So the thigh bones rotating in the socket. Now keep it lifted and then extend the legs. So when you extend the leg, the knees are still hovering on top of each other, so they still are in alignment. And then bend the knee back. Now flex the foot and then bend. And 8. Now let the foot hang. So let the foot hang. Still with the knees in line with each other. You're going to toe tap that foot down and then lift. And 5. Just being aware of the lower back. 6. And 8. And then coming back to rest that. Now extend both your legs. And then with your arm extended, if it's not comfortable there, you've got your cushions, you'll be then here. So with the arm extended, if you have it under the ear, shoulders are down, you're going to lift your top leg, breathing in, feet are flexed and both toes are facing forwards, and then lift and lower the bottom leg. And then last one for 8, and then come down and then rest. Just bringing the knees in to rest that. Okay, so we're moving over to the other side. So again, use a cushion if you need it, otherwise have your arm. We're going to start from the beginning. So sorry, you're going to have both your arms forward, feet in line to sit bones, breathing in to open, looking back, and breathing out to come back. So you ideally don't really want to lift the bottom knee. So if that bottom knee lifts, you're going to be falling over. So there's a little bit more control there. And then last one to go, breathing in and breathing out. Right, so here we can allow the arm to rest if you feel comfortable with that. Feet are together, knees in on top of each other. We lift the top knee and we release. Just getting that hip nicely moving in the pelvis there. Keeping the lower back really still. That's 7, so we do 8 counts. 8, now we keep the knee lifted and we're going to lift the foot and then toe tap the foot. So you can feel deep down inside there's that rotation happening. And 4 more. 3. And 2. Now hold it there, extend the leg, let the foot drop. Breathe in, breathe out. 5. And 8 to come down and then rest. Now stretch out to the legs, flexing the feet. Allow the tailbone to glide down, so soften through the lower back, bring the top leg up, breathing in and then exhale to lift the bottom leg. You feel that your whole body sort of like tenses because all the muscle groups are sort of taking over here. And then 8 to come down and bend the knees. Now we're going to turn over on your tummy and you're going to go into your beginner spine, your prep. Keeping the shoulders down, hands flat, legs are open, keeping the feet down. You're going to roll the marble away from the nose, breathing in to lift, and then exhale to release. Just a slow movement of the head. Maybe we don't want to jam the back of the neck, so we don't want to do this. We want to lift and then release. Now this time as you lift, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and then release it. Last one here. And releasing. Now placing the fingers under your forehead, bringing the thighs together. We're going to work with one leg at a time. So shoulders down, soft tail, breathing in, and then exhale, alternating the leg lifts. 8 to go, so we do 2 more sets. And then 8 to come back. Now with the legs a little bit wider, with your arms extended. Now remember, sometimes the shoulders are really tough to be here, rather just be here. Okay, so you can always do this, lifting one arm and one leg, opposite arm to opposite leg. So if you can be here in a high V, shoulders down, lifting one arm and one leg, opposites. Eight, and then coming back down. Now we're going to lift both at the same time and release. Now that doesn't work for you. Either you bring both legs up together, or you continue doing one leg lift at a time. So you're going to breathe in, breathe out. Last one, not many. And then coming back to place the hands and then sitting back onto the heels. Just to open up the lower back there. Then we come into your sitting, so we're going to do a little half roll back. So having the feet as wide as you feel comfortable, placing the hands onto your shins, and putting yourself upright, so you sort of elevated up a little bit more. So the movement comes from your lower back there. If we start in the neck and thoracic, it puts a lot of pressure down in your back. So first get that space in the back, in the pelvis. So breathing in to go back. Halfway, exhale to come forward and then stack up. Now if this doesn't work, you're just going to go there and then you come back. So the important thing is just getting that tilt and that release in the pelvis. So breathing in to roll, breathing out to come forward. And if you want assistance, you can hold onto the knee. Those are options. Otherwise, you keep your arms lifted. Now we're going to scissor one arm down, one arm up, and then coming forward. And again, other side to breathe in, and exhaling. 2 more. And last one, breathing in. Breathing out to reach forward, and then stretch. Okay, so we're coming on to the hands and knees again. So we're going to go into arm and leg extension. So bring the knees together, arms wide, shoulders are back and down. Slide the left leg and right arm out. Trying to keep the pelvis really still. And then coming back, opening up the knees and then sitting back. So just resting there for a moment there. Okay, so we're going to come to sit back into a mermaid. So back into a mermaid, into this position. So here we're going to do a little bit of a spiral. So we have the hand there, we've got the arm up. We're going to breathe in, we breathe out, just to spiral through. If you feel more comfortable on the elbow, you can also be here. So try it first, and then exhale to spiral through. Maybe easier this way. No pressure on the wrist. Last one to go. And then coming back up, push away, and then side stretch to the other side. Okay, changing sides, just walking it. You can come with the elbow, remember, try to not sit into it, so there's no space there. So try and feel that you can make a space in the shoulders. So we start with the arm up and then exhale to spiral. Last one. And we come up. You can separate the legs if you like, and then reaching over. Now we're going to do one more movement from on our sides. So what we're going to do is just to play a little bit of safe in the shoulders. We're going to come back. We're going to come back onto this side. We're going to be on the elbow, and all we're going to do is we're going to, if you want to, you're going to lift your pelvis away. If you don't feel comfortable with that, all you're going to do is push the arm away so you feel like there's still a contraction, there's still a connection happening under your rib cage to lift it. So breathe in here, heels in out your sitting bones, softening your tail and lifting and lowering down. 4 to go, 4. So just staying down and lifting away is enough. 2 and 1. And then coming back to change sides. So remember those options. Heels in out your sit bones, elbows under your armpit, lifting the rib, reaching up, and then lift and lower. And 7. And then 8 to come back to release that. Now we come back into sitting. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a back stretch. So we have our feet again together. Place your fingertips behind you. And what you're going to do is try to lift the chest up. So just take it up to where you feel comfortable. So breathe in, just to open up, your shoulder blades are connected, and breathe out as you're releasing. And breathing in, and breathing out. 2 more, breathing in, breathing out. Last one there, breathing in, and breathing out. Now bring your hands forward, and just give that a curl. So while we're here, we can have the hands placed again, and just do a little bit of a bounce through the inner thigh. Feet a little closer, it makes it a little bit more easier. Good, and then we're going to come to pause again. Let's go back into a little spiral. So looking over your one shoulder, and then releasing, going around the other side. Another 4, 3, 2, and 1 more, and then coming back to pause. Now come to lie down on your back with your legs straightened out, just to give yourself a rest. Nice open space, palms facing up, legs in our open V, arms into a low V, and just saying no with the head. So just a little bit of a no with the head. Come to pause it, do a little bit of circling with your nose. Change the direction, go the other way. And then just say no again. And then come to rest and close the eyes. So just closing the eyes for a moment there. Just feeling where if there's tension, just shuffle yourself, move a little bit. Try and make it a little bit more comfortable to be in this position. So always just readjusting. Maybe the pelvis a little bit, maybe the knees, legs need to be a bit more open, maybe a little bit more closed. Feel where it takes most of the tension away. Play around the arms, either more down or a bit more open V. Your body will guide you, your body will tell you how your body should sit. And just allowing yourself to spend some time with yourself. And just sensing how the breathing expands and contracts. So nice when you start to breathe in deeply, how the body starts to relax a little bit more. Open the jaw, let the jaw hang open. Notice how the tongue is sitting in the mouth. And then you can start to flutter the eyelids. Open wide, look left, look right, look left, look right, look up, down, and circle the eyeballs around 4 times in the head. Change in that direction. Take your time and notice if you are skipping corners, if you're missing corners there. And then come back and pause it there. Now moving your fingers and your toes, get some blood flowing there. Relax that. Bringing one leg in and just feel how the body posture changes, how it changes the tensions in your body, and then bring the other leg up and notice what's more comfortable about this position. And then bring the knees up into your chest, doing a little bit of a rock side to side. And then placing the feet, rolling onto any one side, and well done. So that is just a very easy beginner class, just to get you moving, and hope you enjoyed it. So thank you for joining me.